my God, you walk in a room and you glow. That must be wonderful. You did live here for a while, and you recently moved to LA, right?
I did, yeah.
That's a big difference, because I just did the opposite.
Yeah, how are you liking it?
I love it here.
Yeah.
There's many things to love about California and LA, but this is more my vibe.
Okay.
New York, yeah.
Yeah.
I get out more. I didn't get out, and I stayed in my house a whole lot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I was looking for the opposite.
Yeah. Oh, you were looking. Oh, really?
I didn't want to get out as much.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I wanted green space. I wanted to be outside after 2020 and being locked in my apartment and realizing, oh my God, I do not have green space to myself.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, I want to move to LA where I can look out the window and see trees rather than buildings.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I will say I lucked out. I do live near Central Park, so
Best of both
I
worlds.
walk through that every day.
Nice,
yeah, it's
nice.
so beautiful. It is true though, it makes you feel better, like nature in general, and I hear you actually picked up gardening, right?
Yes, yes.
I love gardening. I'm not great at it, but I love doing it.
Oh yeah, I'm terrible at it.
Okay.
But I installed a kitchen garden. I'm definitely getting some help.
Yeah.
But it's so nice to go outside and pick some sage and some thyme and some kale and go straight to the kitchen and make it.
I don't know, it feels like it should be a norm for us, but it's not, because we're so used to being dependent upon grocery stores and everything else.
Right,
Yeah.
but where I grew up in Kenya, and everybody has a kitchen garden.
Yeah.
So I grew up with that sort of mentality that, you ought to have something growing.
Yeah.
So it's nice to finally have the space to do it.
It's amazing to have that too, intrinsically in you. I didn't have that in my childhood. That would have been cool. Yeah, I'm trying to teach my kids. They're not, it's forced family fun at this point, Lupita, but it's gonna happen. Did you grow up with pets as well?
I tried, but
what does that mean?
They kept dying.
Oh,
yeah,
no!
They just did. I started off with a goldfish, and they told me to give it a pinch of food a day.
Yeah.
And I just felt like that was so mean. So I would sneak pinches, and then one day it was floating, and I was like, oh. And then they told me that I overfed it.
Oh.
And then I got a hamster.
Okay.
And the neighbor's cat ate it.
Oh my gosh.
I know. And then I got a puppy. And
oh no, what happened?
someone drove over it.
What?
So, yeah, and then my heart broke, and I was like, you know what? Time out.
I've had so many animals. I don't know if that's ever had. That's so sad.
Yeah, it was.
Wait, you do have a new pet now, though, right?
I do.
Yeah.
My cat Yoyo.
Okay, we're praying for Yo-Yo right now. Everybody is in deep prayer to God right now. Yeah.
Me mainly because
look how relaxed.
I'm a helicopter pet mom. I worry about him all the time because of the tragedies. I'm just like, every day I'm like, I don't want him to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pukes and I'm like, take him to the vet.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, anytime I see my dogs eating grass, I'm like, why? I'm like, I'm actually worse with my dogs than my children. My children are like, you're fine. That's weird.
Because
maybe
they
don't.
can talk, maybe.
Because they can tell you. Exactly.
Yeah, but
Thank
animals,
you.
you're just guessing the whole time.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of animals, we have this video.
It actually tastes like chicken.
It's not chicken. What is it?
It's viper.
It's viper. So it really does taste like chicken, because that would mess with my head going in.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what to expect, right? And I've never eaten snake before.
Yeah.
But I guess I was expecting something a little fishier, in texture.
Yeah.
But it was actually quite robust, and it was tasty. It really tasted fantastic.
Well, I'm gonna trust you on it. Yeah. I'm gonna have to be highly inebriated to try that. Be like, this sounds like a great idea. Wait, what's the craziest thing you've ever eaten? You're pretty adventurous, right?
I am. I think that would be it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I ate it, that was in Benin. I was visiting, and I found out that there was one ethnic group that revered the snake and the other ethnic group that ate it. And I wanted to be with the guys that ate it. Yeah. And so I asked them whether they could get me one to try, because I like to try new foods. It's one of the ways I like to travel through the world and eat what people eat. Yeah. And so they brought it to me, first of all, just smoked, so that I could see it before it got stewed and everything. And it was just coiled in a brown bag. And I was just like,
that's how I would not want to see it. Yeah. That's like when they show you at the restaurant the lobster you're about to eat. Yeah. I'm like, now you've ruined the moment. You've ruined the experience for me.
I think it's very important to know what our food looks like. Yes.
No, I do think, okay, I'm with you there. I just don't want to look at Sebastian right before I eat it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to look at it like and like name it and then be like, wow, you're tasty. That's weird, man. But I do want to know where my food comes from. I'm with you on that. That was a look at her new movie, A Quiet Place, Day 1. It's in theaters tomorrow. So this one is where it all starts, right?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, like a prequel. Like
it is a prequel. Yeah. We see the world when the creatures first arrive.
Yeah. Was it fun? Were you excited to sign on?
I was.
It's such a successful thing already. Like,
yes, it was, and I thought it was like really an innovative way to tell a story, to make everyone quiet and to make sound kind of like the enemy. The stakes are so high with sound.
Yeah.
And it was really fun to get into this, and it's a different sort of story. We definitely are expanding what this universe can do with this story, and really looking forward to people seeing it.
Yeah. So I heard that you actually went to a retreat, like a silent retreat. Is that true?
It was a 10-day meditation retreat, and we would wake up at 5:30 and go to bed at like 10, and most of that time was spent meditating.
What do you mean? Like so I get that, but like there's different ways to meditate. So are you just like sitting in a room chilling?
Well, yeah, it's like sessions. So like you have a morning session, which is an hour, and then you break for breakfast, which is half an hour.
And you still don't talk?
Nobody talks, nobody looks at anybody else, no eye contact.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a solitary experience that you're having in a group.
Yeah.
And then you meditate again for another hour, hour and a half, like that. And then you meditate together, you meditate alone. You meditate together, you meditate alone. And then in the evening, there's like a talk, a recorded talk that you listen to that tells you a little bit more about the technique that we were learning. And then you spend the next day practicing that technique.
Is that, I've been told like it would be so helpful for me. I am ADHD. So, and then don't shut up generally. I would die in a quiet place. 100% sure I'm the first one that's going. But is it helpful for you? Like I've heard it's very therapeutic. Like it's, because we are all constantly going. It's more of a chaotic environment.
So after the first day, I was like, I've made a big mistake. I have no business here.
Yeah.
Because my thoughts were so loud and I just wanted to get away from them. I ruminate a lot. And so I found myself going just like the same thought over and over, and you can't get away from it. But then, and they said, oh, around day 4 or 5, you have your breakthrough. My breakthrough didn't come until day 9. So I spent that out the whole time, like just really struggling. And then finally I found like, I don't know, like an oasis, an opening, a peace. And then it was quickly disappeared. But in the end, when I left that retreat, what I realized is that it was kind of like I was so much more aware of everything.
Like in tune,
Yeah, in tune and present in a way I hadn't been in a while. And I found that simple human interactions that would have stressed me out before I went on the retreat were just things I observed, you know?
Yeah.
And so it definitely put me in a calmer space.
Okay.
But I don't know whether I'd do it again.
Yeah, I think I would be like, yeah, better me, better version of me. And day 1, I'd be calling someone to come rescue me. Yeah, I think I would stick it out just because I'm not a loser. I'm competitive. But like that would be hard for me.
Well, they take away all your digital.
That's not hard for me.
Yeah, but
I'm not like a person that. Yeah. Oh, God, I don't know if I could do that. I have kids. Yeah. I don't know if I could. Yeah, that's my out.
Yeah.
I have kids. I can't do it. There it is. I'll find an excuse. So after doing this scary movie, do you ever think you'll do comedy?
I would love to do comedy. I'm dying to do comedy.
Yeah.
I'm known for more dramatic roles.
I know, but that's why I think it would be cool to see you in something different.
I'm dying to do comedy.
Yeah.
So I'm letting everybody know where
Put her in a comedy. Put her in a comedy. So I always love like when you don't expect it from, so you haven't seen really a lot of that from you. So I'd love seeing that. When actors like change it up, and you're allowed to, because I think people get pigeonholed. Same musically, they kind of put you in the lane.
Right.
But speaking of music, there is singing in your family, right? Your dad?
Well, yes. My dad used to be a part of a band. When I was like in my 20s, my dad started a band, and I was like, oh, wow, that's amazing, you know?
Yeah.
And he sings whenever he can. He's a politician. He's a governor in Kenya. But he loves singing side hustle.
Man, music is so fun. It makes you feel, that's my meditation.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. And he sings all the time, like when I was growing up. You know, you just say a phrase, and he'd always have a song to go with it. He still does it. He always breaks out in song.
I love him.
Yeah.
Walking musical. Okay. So language is really important for your family, right? You know, like what, 3 or 4 languages?
4.
4 languages.
Yeah.
What all? English?
English, Swahili, Luo, and Spanish.
That's amazing. Were you immersed at like a young age? It seems like
Yeah,
how you could pick that all.
Well, my mother tongue is Luo, and so that was the first language I uttered. And then Swahili is a national language in Kenya, as is English. So those ones you learn. We have 44 languages in Kenya, so you have to learn Swahili so that we can all communicate, as well as English. And then Spanish, because I was born in Mexico. My parents sent me to Mexico when I was 16 to learn Spanish. So
Wow, very cool parents.
yeah, they are. They
Was
are
that
really
scary
cool.
moving at 16?
Terrifying.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that also sounds frightening, but like an adventure.
Yeah, it was an adventure, but I was like afraid to pay bills for the first time, you know? Like I remember being like, oh my God, how do you pay your bill? And then I had to cook for myself. And I went so long without eating essential things like vitamin C. And I'm pretty sure I got scurvy at some point.
Oh no.
Because my gums started separating from my teeth and they were like bloody, and it was really scary, but I was too scared to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
And I learned about scurvy because in the Second World War or something, the Navy in America had contracted scurvy, and I learned that in school. And the cure was to drink orange juice. So I went to the market and just bought a whole bunch of
missing vitamin
oranges.
C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was cured. So I think I diagnosed myself and cured myself.
Yeah. Go ahead, WebMD. All right. You're like not supposed to do that. It's what we all do. Well, we need a commercial break. A Quiet Place Day 1 is in theaters tomorrow. Lupita and I play a creepy game next. Stay right here.